Here, Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin. Joel, last I checked, we were extremely flat today. Is that still the case?
No, in the green. Let me go to the live charts here. Lower open. We traded lower in the after hours pre-market session. Let me get the S&P up there. And we never got to that pre-market low. It's something that I like to use as like a continuation move. Pre-market low, 71 even. We only got to 77, 75. That was your opening print of the 9:30 a.m. session. We rallied up, and someone had an opinion here at yesterday's high. 95 and a half. Your pre-market was 97.75. Today's high, 97.75. So there's your big level. And it just hung up there for a while. I thought for sure it would not be a double top. I thought we were going to blast into the 3,300 handle. Pulled back a little bit, got the Beirut news. That kind of spooked people. But we came back poised to have a new high for the closing high for the rebound here. We only have to do better than 88.50. We're at 91.50. We have 18 minutes to go. Let's see if we can do that, then set our sights on 3,300 overnight. Crude having a good day here, up 60 cents at 41.61, inching back towards the high of the move. Gold, woohoo! My GDX is finally paying for me. Gold up $42, and let's call it 43 at 20, 29, 30. Blasting off here into no man's land. Silver doing the same. Silver up $1.70 at 26.12. Now, silver had this one little island top here about 4 or 5 days ago. Looks like we are approaching that. And Bitcoin taking a breather. That's in the red by $240 as we speak at 11,380.
All right, there's a couple stocks on my list, only a couple, and then I promise we'll get to the tickers being thrown out in the chat. Let's just start with Ford here. The news out at 9 a.m. this morning, just as our show was ending. Out is Jim Hackett as CEO. In is Jim Fairley. He's the current COO. He will take over the CEO helm on October 1st of Ford Motor Company. Jim Hackett out after 3 years.
What did Jim Hackett do before he was at Ford Motor?
Wasn't he the AD of Michigan?
Yes, exactly.
Right.
He's the one that brought in Harbaugh. I don't know if we should be happy or sad about that.
I don't know.
But anyways, couldn't get over $7 in the pre-market. You can see they really tried at that level. Opened 691, sold off a little bit, came back. I mean, I'm not big on these CEO changes. I mean, what's going to happen? Immediately is something going to change on it. So just looking at this sleepy old chart here in Ford's coming back towards the highs of the session. You see that $7, 701, 72. So get a close over 7. Another leg up here in Found Off-Road Daily.
In what?
At Ford. You know what?
Yeah, right. Okay, right.
Or
I hadn't heard that for a while.
Yeah, or a blank old rebuilt Dodge.
Okay.
These are old ones, but I'm not going to swear. I don't swear on the line anyway.
All right. And then of all the stocks we discussed this morning, the only one that really of interest to me this afternoon is Virgin Galactic, and it just never really had a chance today.
What you're supposed to say, Spencer, is the stock really never took off.
Okay, it never really took off. Never quite got off the ground.
Yeah,
weighed down by gravity here today.
Ground Control to Major Tom, who sang that song.
That was Bowie, right?
Yeah. No? Oh wow, Spencer, okay. You'd be blown away, Dennis, on that. Did we get the offering price yet?
Oh, I didn't see it. Let me see if I can look real fast in the Pro. I don't know if that's out yet.
Okay, I mean, that's going to be your trigger. A little bit pullback after earnings. Street leaning the right way. Kind of the right way. I mean, they got a little overdone there at 27. Pretty big 2-day move here. What do we have? We went from, let me get my data window up here to see exactly where we went on this move. I think it was did we go like 14 and a half? I know they had Dennis shaking there a little bit. 14.21. 20. We broken below the halfway point here. Let's see if we maybe get down to this candle here, find some support at 19, build another base and go up. But hey, the company's not making any money, not a great report, offering way on it. So it's going to take a couple days for this to regain momentum, get going back to the upside.
All right. Big earnings day. Let's talk a couple stocks that are both on my list and also due to report today. Beyond Meat, let's start there. They're due to report after the close today. We're looking for a 2-cent EPS loss, so not yet at profitability. At least that's what the street is expecting. Revenue estimated to be $99.8 million.
Well, the street's looking for a good report. 3-day rally's taking us from the lower 120s just to the 140 area, trading just off the highs of the session. If I wanted to, I would put a little line across all these highs. But what I'll tell you, folks, is that 146 area. That's what you got to get through during the after hours if this is a good report. Here's some highs for you. It's going back to July 7th, 46, 45, 45, 95, 45 and a half. 3 highs in a row, staking at 146. So boom, you get through there, you maybe get a look at 150. Not gonna have to have a good report based on this nearly 20-point rally over the last 3 sessions. I mean, were people eating fake burgers during the pandemic? Who knows? I mean, we still.
I mean,
they're expensive.
They're only available at grocery stores, not really at restaurants. So it's not like Impossible Foods is what you get at a restaurant, but Beyond Meat is mostly in grocery stores. So I don't see how that would have been.
We get them. We throw them in the fridge. We have them. We eat them. I mean, much rather have a juicy Costco burger than a Beyond Meat burger. But hey, you got to do something for the ticker every once in a while.
Got to do it for their portfolio. All right. What about a pair of gamers, Activision and Glue Mobile, both reporting after the close today? We'll do them both.
Okay, when we do this and we have another stock reporting, I like to see what Take-Two did, and Take-Two had a pretty good day here, tacking on nearly 10 sticks. Looking at it from a day trading perspective, open. Man, you didn't get much wiggle room. You opened 75.69 and you had that dip. I guess coming back through that opening price would have been a good long 180.61. That's a new all-time high. That's looking good. And just keep an eye today on today's closing price, whatever that be. That will mark the all-time closing high. Wait a second. I'm looking on the 60. You did get to 180 over 180 in the pre-market. Good psychological number, 180. Got to 180.61 in the regular session.
That was Take-Two. What about ATVI and Glue?
Oh, that's right. I went in a whole rant on that and didn't even do the stock that you asked me. Let's take a look at Activision. I mean, following the lead, as Dennis would say, the bar is set high. And trading right here, made a new all-time high today. Trading up $1.48, $1.43, 86.35. Where we at? We're at 85 and no, we're right there near the high. I don't know. This one, they don't always go together. So if you get a big pop on this one, I don't know if you're going to get the same reaction you did Activision. Whatever that high or close ends up today, sure looks like it's looking to press here. As I said, that new all-time high made today. Oh, actually, that all-time high was at 87.04. So we did back off the high. If you are looking for a target there, maybe use that high.
All right, let's move on here. Actually, this was on the list and from this morning, and Joel Jumaya finally had its flush day. This is why I love my trailing stops. Not that I'm in this, but if I was, I would have had a trailing stop in at around 15 or 20%, and I would have been filled today.
Okay. I mean, these moves are just basically impossible to predict, right? When they have these kind of major runs up. But there's the red candle that you're talking about here, where you made the high $24. I don't know. I did see anything on the monthlies. Maybe there was something there on the weeklies. big day tomorrow to see if it can regain. I would just use that closing price for today as well as yesterday's low. Would not want to be long that thing through yesterday's low or today's low, which will be yesterday's low tomorrow. That's 1562. But man, just a lot of room here on the downside. As I saw Big Bill D commented, everyone he knows sold it over 23. So hopefully, if you were chasing this one, you were using a protective stop on the way down. Still nice gains over the last week on Jemiah. We'll ask Mr. Munster about that tomorrow.
Okay. We were also asked this morning about Twilio, and they too are due to report after the close today. I'll give you those estimates here if I can. 9-cent loss on revenues of $368 million. Those are your estimates for EPS and revenue for Twilio today.
This stock has been a monster.
Beat.
Yeah. Wow. This thing is really at $284. Gap and go after the last earnings down 223. Had it $100 since May, and was that early June, and the gap up. Two highs in the same area. That's about all I can tell you on this one. 88.61 and then 86.99. Split those for potential targets on this. Where to buy this thing on a decline, I don't know. Really tough one here. But big run up. They're really going to have to blow it away. Just notice out of the corner of my eye here that the S&Ps were knocking on the door there of the high of the session. And they couldn't do it. Now we're pulling back. So still poised to post an all-time or a closing high for the rebound. But doesn't look like we're going to bust through that double top.
We were just asked, do we know if Dennis still has his LCA? We know he wanted to sell yesterday. I don't think.
Why did they get flushed again today?
Well, I don't think he sold it. I think
he's got it. He's holding on.
I think we were able to talk him out of selling. I don't think he sold his LCA yesterday. So
he was shaking. He was
definitely shaky, but I don't think he sold.
Yeah, no, he's really no, he's Andrew. He had part of it for no, he didn't sell it. No, I know he didn't.
Yeah, okay. So he's still an LCA. Okay. We were also asked this morning about Inseego, INS.
How is the Seago?
Got some love in our boot camp on Friday in the afternoon.
Yeah.
But I have not looked at this chart.
Moving up back towards the high of the move, 11 to $14. Yeah. Wow.
Man, when did I sell this thing? I think I sold it like 12 or 13. Oh well.
Hey, never go broke taking a profit.
That's
right?
True.
High of the move is in sight, 15.15. Right there, 14.49 is where you're currently pricing. Someone wants out a little bit ahead of that. They're targeting the $15 level, 14.93 and 14.95. Those are the highs in the last two sessions. Just call $15. That's the bogey. I think you get a good number. You take it to 15. I don't think you have to worry too much about that 15.15 high, as I think that seller stepped down and 15's level to bust through. On the downside here, you had three highs in the same area than a low that day. That was the last little mini breakout that you had. Call 1370 here, minor support, 1387, the high of today's session, or low of today's session, 1358. After that, down to 1305. That's your 3-day low. Nice run up into earnings for Inseego. Mr. Cole, if he's holding on anymore, I'm sure he's happy about that.
Someone in the pre-market chat just asked if we know about the time of Beyond Meat's earnings. I'll give you an approximation for some reports. Disney typically out at 4:05. Activision and Wynn typically out at 4:05. Beyond Meat is out either at 4:05 or at 4:10 in that window. So that's an approximation from previous earnings reports. A couple more on our list. We were asked about Upwork here. UPWK. They're on this calendar for today as well. Projected to see revenues grow about 10% on a year-over-year basis to $80 million last quarter. Still not profitable, at least per the estimates.
Nice run in the report. 14 over 17 and change. Actually, 13 if you go back to the end of July. 17 plus here. You broke out. You had three highs in the same area. Where were those at? Those were at 1670. So that could be some support. Nothing on the monthlies until over 20. It looks like you've taken back half of this move already. So they need to blow it away as the S&Ps are about to blow the doors off. They no more of a double top than you can imagine. 97.75 pre-market high. We just hit 96 and a quarter. We got 4 minutes left. Pressing into the close here. The bulls are looking maybe to run those stops at 3,300 before that closing bell. Of course, they trade to 415.
All right. There are a lot more stocks on our list, and I want to cover the ones that are due to report this week. We also were asked about GoPro and Etsy. Etsy reports tomorrow afternoon. GoPro is Thursday afternoon.
Etsy, holy moly, 100 to 130 since the end of July.
Now, bonkers, right?
I don't know what to tell you. I mean, is everyone staying home doing these little crafty things or buying these crafty things?
Yeah, this is one of those charts that make you go, whoa.
I don't even know.
Let's hold on here for a second, folks. I know that stocks go up. I know that everything is great, but come on.
Jeez. They just better blow it away. That's all I'd have to say with the boat fully loaded here. They just better blow it away on the top line, on the bottom line. New all-time high here. They just better have some big numbers and be careful, because if they give big numbers, then they give some bad guidance. This one could be very successful. S&P's making new highs here. We just matched the pre-market high as we speak. That is the high of the rebound. Trying to stick in. Actually, a buddy of mine pointed out to me on the daily chart, there's a gap from the pre-COVID up to 32.06, but 32.98 and a quarter we just hit. Another strong close for the market.
Yeah, Easy Mike saying his family personally supports Etsy. I feel the same about my girlfriend sometimes, honestly. But hey, to each their own. A couple more minutes here. Here's one that I don't know. Let's pull it up. A smaller price stock. I don't know anything about it. MVIS, Mary Victor India Sandy. And it looks like they must have had news this morning.
Yeah, did they have some news?
There was a headline in Deal Reporter, which is an M&A.
Microvision, huh?
Newswire. I think they just reported comments from the CEO. I'm not really sure what the catalyst was today.
Not a bad looking chart. When I find out what that news was that jammed it up to 350 there, because you need some more news. Like that, you went to 345. Came back down under $2. What, $1.73, 283, about $1.80 move, 90 cents. That takes you up to the 260, 270 area. I mean, working through this bar here, figure you have 50% retracement, get above and hold that. Maybe you get another shot here at 350, but had the rally, had the break, consolidation. Maybe you don't even need to bust above 260, 270. Maybe if you could just hang out a couple days here, not attract any big sellers, then make a run at 350. But don't know much about that stock.
All right, 3:59. We are under a minute until the close. Joel, any final thoughts here before we wrap it up?
No, a host of a lot of earnings reports. Obviously, Disney being the biggest one. It's just a matter, amount of money that they lost. New high for the rebound here. I mentioned about that gap at 32.06. Look at that. They're just after the closing bell. They're going to try and get that 3,300. They did get that 3,300 print in. 33.0050, folks. Got back into the 3,300 handle for the first time since late February. So just good reports here. and just have to do some magic, find where to buy the dip overnight. But a new closing high here from this marvelous rebound since the March lows.
All right, find a place to buy the dip. That's just the story of this market. All right, everyone, have a great rest of your day. Please hit that like button, and remember that all the information from our broadcasts are meant to be used as informational purposes, not for investing or trading advice. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you bright and early on Wednesday.